Hi everyone, it's Mike with Crane Realty. Hope you're all having a great start to the new month of July here, 2023. We're outside, it's beautiful blue skies, sunny. We're not having any smoke, which has been really weird, almost like apocalyptic feeling, not being able to see like the sun and the blue sky out there. And it's not raining, which is great too. We recently had like a monsoon dropping like closer to like 5 inches of rain per hour. It was a short stint, but it was enough to do some kind of crazy activity out here in the town of Canandaigua where I live, where we actually, for the first time I've ever seen, having snowplow trucks coming through and actually pushing debris, stones, big logs, and certain things, and just like pushing them off to the side. I've never seen that before. So we're certainly off to a very unusual month here in July, but hopefully that levels out. We can consistently get some beautiful weather. People can do activities like going swimming or what have you. So enough of that. Wanted to touch on last month's inventory, the month of June, where we get a chance to actually look back and see how many new listings hit the market and understanding the supply. And obviously there's demand out there, but with regard to supply specifically, the trajectory of it and the impact that it's going to have on our market, whether that's for sellers or for buyers out there. And I kind of provide some of my expertise on what all of these numbers mean. So without much more delay, let's get right into the numbers and what that looks like. All right, so we're going to be taking a look at the last 10 years, just as a quick reference, but really focusing in on the last two specifically. Number of new listings at the top left, as you can see right there, in a month view. And we'll also be looking at Ontario County. That's kind of a pretty accurate representation of just our immediate market here. So if we were to actually chart that and what it would look like, we'll click on chart right over here. And here you can see pretty consistently from 2013 all the way up to like 2019, these peaks are in the summertime. So essentially what we're supposed to be feeling right now, June, July, and then it begins to get into the backswing of the market into an August, September, and starting that downward trajectory. So these peaks from that time frame pretty consistently hitting over 300 new listings, 300 in each month new listings hitting the market. And then after 2019, really we're starting this steep decline. Certainly COVID played a pretty critical role in that. There's a lot of uncertainty, people wanting to stay put where they're at. But since then, we've seen a pretty sharp decline with inventory. And you can even see 2022, if you look across the last 9 years prior to that, or 8 years rather, last year was the lowest amount of inventory. Really want to hit that home. Lowest amount of inventory over the last 8 or 9 years or so. And this year, I'm not even sure we're going to be able to crack it. So let me click on data and we'll kind of see the numbers a little bit more accurately. You can see June, and that's 2013 to 18, pretty much right across the board, able to peak consistently over 250 up into the 300s and high 200s. Scrolling down, we were kind of on that trend with 2019, and then we're starting to make a pretty rapid descent downwards. So you could see last month, June, 178. Not really great. I thought that we were going to be able to push past May and actually break 200 for the first time, which is something that we have not done yet. So instead, we're kind of going the opposite direction. I don't know if part of that's kind of playing into the holiday and what people are thinking with July 4th. I know I have a lot of listings that were kind of teetering on, do we try to sneak it in late June? And they're like, you know what? It's bad weather, doing some lawn work, and then we'll just kind of push the listing. So for myself personally, I have a lot of people saying, hey, it's going to be an early mid-July kind of thing. So I'm thinking there's going to be kind of some back-weighted listings on July. I would expect July should be able to peak over June. We'll see it first week in August, looking back on the previous month, if that is actually the case. hopefully it is, that we get more listings. That's going to help out a lot of buyers because I know the level of inventory, if we see the supply increase, that'll certainly help out. You'll have more options to choose from and you'll have less of a bidding war. Um, this has really been what's keeping the sellers' prices consistently increasing. That's what's been helping. We have lost, and just to touch on what happened this time last year, late June and into July, everyone might recall the interest rates increasing dramatically, doubling and tripling, going from like a 3%, 2 and 3/4, up to like a 6, and now we're pretty much pushing consistently past 7. Um, Everybody thought that was going to have a direct correlation to, okay, all the prices are going to decrease. Uh, and in hindsight, that's a pretty accurate interpretation of what you would think would happen. However, what it really did was just simply decrease the buyer pool, but it shifted everybody's financial credibilities down. So what happened, those who were pre-qualified at, let's say, 80,000, kind of overnight was no longer able to be financeable. If they needed a federally backed loan, an FHA, USDA, and some assistance, now all of a sudden you're taking their interest rate from 3 and pushing up to high 6, and now today even 7. It's just not in the cards for them. So the entire pool of buyers, their financial credibility shifted down. It's not to say that it changed the pattern of behavior or anything. We're certainly seeing across the board less offers. There's still some one-off examples of, hey, we got 30 offers, but that's pretty unique. I mean, right now it's really consistently like 10, 5, 7, 2. It's kind of weird right now. So the buyer pool is still out there. It's still supporting increasing that purchase price, but not by a whole lot. So if you're a seller out there, now's still a really great time to sell. Putting on your radar, typically a 60-day closing. If you were to have your property get an accepted offer mid-July, that's beginning to push it into September, which for a lot of people, when they're starting to think schools and family, that buyer pool, family specifically, young kids, school districts, that's a really good time for them because they're thinking, well, we got to make this purchase. Otherwise, if we're getting into August and late August, it's kind of too late. And then their mind starts to shift and they start thinking about rentals or different opportunities that are out there for them. So buyer pool is pretty strong right now. Hopefully this video is informative and helpful to you out there. If it is, give it a thumbs up and be sure to click the subscribe button so you never miss one of our videos as we come out with new content each and every week. All right, again, I'm Mike with Crane Realty, and for everyone out there, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.